co-host Alan,
And I'm Rahana.
and today we have Flora Sherr. Is it
Yep,
Sherr?
it is sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
A lot of people say share, but it is sure.
Sure.
Well, welcome, Flora.
Thank
We're
you.
very excited to have you. I know Alan just mentioned it prior to us starting, but we've been talking about one of your films since we
hmm
got to see it at Z Fest a year ago now, year and a half. I,
It's only
I'm
been a
not.
year. Feels long.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like time doesn't make sense anymore.
hmm
But we've been talking about it for a long time, so very excited to chat with you about it. Um, but before we get started into all that, just as a film, it oh, the word is escaping me right now. Not a filmmaker, but just like like an audience member, someone
hmm
who just enjoys going to a movie or watching a series. What's like the last thing that you've seen in theaters, or maybe like the most recent series that you've really been into lately?
Yeah. The last thing I saw in the theater was Backrooms.
Yes, same here.
Yeah. And that was actually I mentioned being out of town. I was in LA not last weekend, the week before. It was like the first weekend in June. I was in LA for the first time visiting some friends, and so we got to see it at the Universal City Walk AMC, which is very cool. It's very big and show businessy, and they have like costumes on display from movies of the past
Wow.
that they like rotate out, which was cool.
Right.
They had like I don't even remember what movie it was that they were showing, but they're like always showing different archival costumes. Which is, and the theater is just huge, and it's right on the Universal Studios like
Yeah,
City Walk. So yeah, it was very cool.
I've been there. Yeah.
That's awesome. What did you think of Backrooms?
I really liked it. I felt like um everything to do with the world and just the feeling that it created and just the cinematography, everything to do with just the concept of the backrooms was like perfect to me. And I
hmm
walked away feeling like I wished I knew a little less about this particular plot. Like I thought, without spoiling it, like there's a part that I thought that they like were speculating about their own opinion of what they were too much. Like I kind of wanted more to be
Mm.
left untouched.
hmm
But I'm also glad that they didn't have even more exposition than they did, because I think that's always the worry, especially in horror, is once you give away too much and then the 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 mysticism of it is gone. And I don't think that is what happened, but
hmm I have so much to say about this.
yeah. Yeah.
I think like you're right, but at the same time, what they think they know, is that really what they know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, It's like maybe a little, and then it's kind of like, well, not really, sort of.
hmm
Yeah.
Do you think there will be another one or more?
Oh
I
yeah.
think so. Yeah. I mean, I think I would love if they were to continue it, if it was just more in that world, not necessarily the same characters, but
Mhm.
hmm
there's obviously, I mean, having seen some of the like the web series, and I think there's just so much to explore about the concept that is so interesting that that's kind of the star more than any one character is.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm also like I've always loved uh that sort of internet like analog creepypasta horror genre. Anything that is derived from that world I find really intriguing. So
Creepy
if
pasta.
yeah,
Said
isn't that the first
creepypasta,
thing
it's like
that
the name for like it's derived from copy pasta, which I don't know where that even came from,
copy
but it's like an
paste.
internet term. Yeah, copy paste, internet term for just like I guess, stories that people write and post to like Reddit and just get reposted different places. So it's like horror short or horror stories written for the internet that just get posted on forums. There's like an r slash, I think r slash creepypasta on
Okay.
Reddit where just people go and post um their horror stories that they've come up with, which is where Backrooms originated,
Yeah.
was just on some random forum.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I looked it up because I thought it was something that it was not. It says it's a short user-generated horror stories and urban legends,
hmm
copy pasted and shared across. And so
Yeah.
like Slender Man is
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
Also wish I wouldn't have Googled that because the Google images that popped up with it are going to be
Oh, yeah.
causing me to not sleep ever again. But that's okay. So
Yeah, I should have given you a
um
warning. That was my version of like being shown, I don't know, like Nightmare on Elm Street when you're 10. Like my version of that was
oh yeah.
like someone showed me the Jeff the Killer picture in recess, and that's so scary, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
never forget it. So like, yeah,
Yeah. I
that
don't
was
actually,
my
it said
intro.
Jeff the Killer. I don't know which one Jeff the Killer is. But I'm hoping the
The
curiosity's
actual
got no, I
story,
don't
if
want
it
to.
helps, the actual story is like if you go back and look at a lot of those original, I'm going on this tangent about creepypasta, but if you go back and
I
look at a
love
lot
it.
of those original ones, they're not actually that scary, I, in
Okay.
my opinion. Like they're more like they're scary. You remember them as scary because, at least for me, I was a kid when I was
Mhm.
first introduced to them, but now looking back at it, it's like, oh, it's actually not that scary. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like there's this guy and he's creepy and he's up at night and he's got a weird mask on and that's kind of the end
Okay.
of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I suppose in in today's world, real life is creepy and scary enough. So a lot of
hmm
that stuff's kind of like cool. So it's just real life plus a mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh anyway. Yes. Um
And any
so
series that you've been
Oh
oh
yeah.
watching?
yeah.
Um I have ADHD, so if I get on a topic,
Same.
you
Yeah.
could you have to stop me because I'll just keep going. But
It's okay. I'll join you and then Alan will just yell at us. It's fine.
perfect. I I've been rewatching House of the Dragon because the new
Yes.
season's coming out later
Hmm.
this month, I
In
think.
like a week, I think.
Yeah.
Is it like the last
Um,
season too or something I heard?
it's
No,
season three. I don't think it's the last
there's going to be
season.
one more season after this, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. Then that's the final.
Yeah. And I haven't read the books. I know, like, I'm
Hmm.
familiar with the story, like, I know how it ends, but I haven't actually read the books, so it's my only actual exposure to that story. But I've really been enjoying it and rewatching it. Like, getting to binge it has been fun because
Hmm.
Yeah.
as opposed to waiting every week. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I also saw the Backrooms, and then been watching The Burrows is what I started watching recently.
Oh
Why
yeah,
does
that
that
one's on my
sound
list.
familiar?
Yeah. It's produced by like the Duffer Brothers on Netflix, and it's the retirement aliens sort of place
Hmm.
where people go to
Is it
retire in the
comedy?
desert. It's got some dark humor to it, yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Hmm.
I feel like there's so many things out these days that it's hard to remember like everything. Because like I know that I've seen some type of trailer for it. I know that I've
Yeah,
heard of it. It's probably in our queue. My brain's just like, yeah, you're just
Yeah.
not gonna remember that right now.
yeah. It's on Netflix, so yeah.
Okay.
So far, so good. Pretty funny.
Nice. I'm just re or not rewatching. I'm watching the final season of The Boys right now.
Oh yeah, I just
Um,
finished that too.
yeah, which I think we have 3 episodes left. Um, and I just don't know what to I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to
I've
think.
hmm
I've been off of Prime for like a year and a half right now,
Hmm.
so it's like, yeah. Um,
Did you
Eventually I'll get
watch any
around.
of The Boys before, or
Yeah,
have you seen
everything
any of
up
it?
and till I think the most recent of the boys.
Mhm.
Because I left off with I don't remember what season it was. I lost
Yeah.
track, but yeah,
Yeah.
I
Um,
think I was just about before the last season. So
okay. I mean, I haven't finished it yet. I think it's worth getting create a
well,
new email address, get a free week trial to watch the
well,
final season, but
boycotts and
um
such. But yeah,
that too.
just
Before
I've
I
been
don't
wanting to
know.
watch that and
Yeah,
Fallout, but yeah, season two.
we have to watch. Yeah, that's next on our list. But yeah, Flora, I don't know if having finished it, if you're like, yeah, you could wait. Or if it's like, yeah,
Of the boys?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
um
Brown.
I don't know. I mean, I felt like it kind of I liked the ending. I thought it
Okay.
ended in a satisfying way. I do think the more um the show went on, the more it kind of got like we need to keep one-upping ourselves, and so this season needs to be even bigger and
Yeah.
crazier than the last one, and it just kind of got
Yeah.
away from the this I just
Original point.
it got a little bit ahead of itself, I felt like it went a little off the rails even like from that whole last season. I like still enjoyed watching
Yeah.
it, but it wasn't I didn't feel like it was as good as the first like one or two seasons.
Mhm.
yeah, I watched through season
But I
three.
liked it.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. I felt like that about Euphoria. The final
That too.
season.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
it's good as a season of just TV. But like for Euphoria, it's just not Euphoria.
It was just a totally different show
Yeah.
at that point.
So but
So,
that
Flora,
happens.
we originally met during Z Fest, I
Hmm.
believe. Wait,
I think
was that
so.
the first time? I can't remember, but I believe it was Z Fest, the
Yeah.
last Z Fest. Now that we know,
Hmm.
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
Which was my first Z Fest, funnily enough.
oh,
My
Me
first and
too.
only.
first and
Same.
only.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
better late than never. No, just
Hmm.
kidding.
We made it. That's all
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
matters. We got
Yes,
in.
one for the books. So,
Yeah.
aside from starting Z Fest, how did you get started in film? Uh,
In general.
was it
Yeah.
Z Fest? No, I'm just.
I mean, that was my first real foray into like the festival circuit in any way,
Mhm.
but I went to I got my bachelor's from UW River Falls, and the major is called Stage and Screen Arts. So it's like
Mm,
one major on theater and film
that's
production
cool.
and just the world of that. Yeah, it was cool. And I went with the interest of pursuing film, but I also did theater growing up, and that's always been a part of my life. So I did a little of both through college, and then got to, work on projects in that environment.
Yeah.
And I also we had a film production class in my high school that I was in, which is like how I learned to use Premiere and like
That's
really,
awesome.
yeah, like use like understand like the short film format. We would just get an assignment that's like just go make a short film, um,
Mhm.
or go make a music video, or do an edit to the beat, or things
What
like
kind of
that.
camera was it? I'm curious.
Oh gosh,
What did the
I
high school give you?
it was like it was definitely I don't remember exactly, but it was definitely like a DSLR that was like at the
Oh,
time
okay.
10 years old. So it was,
Sure.
nothing crazy, but we got to use we got to use the Adobe suite, and like that was really cool to get like I came into college and I took my first editing class, and I was like I already know, like I just took
Mm-hmm.
this class in high
Mm-hmm.
school.
Mhm.
So that was nice.
Those
My first
classes are
short
so annoying.
film,
I'm just kidding.
yeah. I mean, I like editing now, but it's definitely a tedious thing to learn. But my first film I ever made was for a college application. It was like you had to make a like a 2-minute short
Mm-hmm.
to apply.
Hmm.
Then so I wrote a short thing and submitted it, and then got to go to college and be on more sets and work with other people. And then since then, I've kind of, I don't know. I mean, I've made a few projects with college friends. And one of those was a feature that I got to work on, which was really cool. But my first real foray into like branching out into working with people I didn't know and like doing a casting call was Ghostlight.
Mm.
Very
But
cool.
I did already know some people that were in the scene, just like people that I had met through other, avenues. I knew that it was like a big, like a lot of people in the community did Z Fest, and I had this script that I had written in my screenwriting class that I had always thought it would be cool to produce, and that script was Ghostlight. So, yeah.
Awesome.
We've had
And
both Gael and Trisha on the podcast, by the way.
yes.
Oh, awesome.
In fact, we were
Yeah.
kind of talking to Trisha about that on her episode. Go check
Yeah.
that one out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, can you talk a little bit about what Ghostlight was about, for anyone who has not gotten to see it yet?
Yeah. And it is now on YouTube, free to watch. So
We'll include
there's
the
that.
link in the show notes.
Perfect. So the premise is it's about a young woman who's a stage manager in a theater, and she is recently um, been just going through the traumatic loss of her sister, and is not really willing to face those emotions and face that grieving. And she's just trying to push it all down and focus on her work. And then that manifests in her being haunted in the theater, which is where she works.
Nice. Tell me a
Okay.
bit about that process. Let's start with like, okay, you have your script. Who do you go to next? Who's your next person you onboard?
Well, I first reached out to my cinematographer who was I mentioned I worked on a feature,
Mm.
which was like a year out after I graduated college. His name is Sam. He was the director on that feature, and I was the editor, and I was also an actor in it. So I'd worked pretty closely with him. So I asked him to be the cinematographer, and then I kind of just filled um, I would say department heads, but it was very small crew. So like
Mm-hmm.
it was more just like departments of
Ish.
one most of the time.
Yeah.
But I reached out to mostly people I went to school with, I was already knew that I could trust and was comfortable with. So like
Hmm.
I brought on like my like someone that I knew that could handle lighting and sound, and really got that crew together. And then I did just like a casting call on Facebook and maybe Backstage. I don't remember. That was just like a credit copy and food.
Mm-hmm.
And I posted in all the big Facebook groups. And I was really surprised
And
actually by
food?
how well
No, I'm
and
just
food
kidding.
I did pay
I'm just
for.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah. That was most of
Water.
the
No.
that was most of where the budget there is no budget. So the
Yes,
budget that went
exactly.
into it
That's
was me buying people Jimmy John's.
yep, yep.
Yep.
But I was surprised by how like the quantity of
Mm.
audition tapes I got, because I was like came in with really no prior credits. I just, I guess it was in that Z Fest time that people are just like looking to do stuff, but I was
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
really surprised by how like into it people immediately were and were like ready to go out and do it even though they didn't know me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, then casting, and you ended up with Gael, Trisha.
Hmm.
Um, how many days was shooting?
Two, or more like 1.5. We did most of everything in the theater was a day, and that was like a full day, and then everything else, which was almost the whole thing, we filmed in the theater. So like
And the car scene, or
the car scene and the apartment was all the second day, and
okay,
then we did that in my actual neighborhood. the apartment was my apartment. But yeah, the bulk of it was the first day, and then we came back the next day in the afternoon into the evening and filmed the rest of it. Yeah.
Nice. Trisha was talking about like some of the things her and Gael would just talk about it while they drove around or whatever.
Yeah, I was nervous about I didn't really want to write dialogue for that because I knew
Hmm.
Mm,
it was going to be muted or be
mm-hmm.
like subtle if anything. So I was like I didn't want I was nervous to be like, could you guys just improv? But they were both like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just like, they both did a great job and it was just me and my DP sitting in the back seat. I was like holding the mic in the Tascam while he just like got shots of the two of them and out the window and just let them do their thing while they drove us around. So yeah, it was really cool.
Cool. And
All
do
right.
you have any type like film inspirations for that or any of the films that you do in general or
For Ghostlight specifically, I was inspired. I would say Midsommar is a big one. There's a scene in that I would say I was pretty like directly referenced for me of like I was just like, hey, you know that scene in this movie? Like that's kind of my inspiration for
which
this.
scene? I'm trying to I think I know which one, but is it when they're at the thing and then at night like that
I'm
part or
thinking of I guess there's a couple moments, but the one that I'm referring to is like when the director is saying like confronts her by being like I'm sorry for your loss and she just kind of freezes up and then has to leave the room. That pretty much exactly happens in Midsommar, but then it like transitions to she's in the plane bathroom.
yes, yes, got it.
Um,
Hmm.
there's also like when there's a scene that was inspired by when she's on like she the scene when Florence Pugh is on mushrooms and she like goes into the bathroom and she like opens her mouth and like smoke comes out of her mouth. That was
Hmm.
an inspiration for sure. Also the movie The Babadook was a big
Oh,
inspiration. Just the concept of grief as a source of horror. And they're both pretty like they're female characters, pretty isolated in having to be responsible for other people, but not really having you like allowing themselves to lean on anyone else.
hmm.
So the character of Harry was pretty inspired by that movie and that protagonist. And then I don't know, I'm just like I've been pretty inspired. I mean, there's all different, I'm interested in all different genres of film, but horror in particular has been a big inspiration. I think that was just like caught my attention, I guess, when I was in college. I think part of it was I was doing my film degree in the pandemic, and it was just
Mm.
Hmm.
like a bleak time
Yeah.
to be making art in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Um, and but also it just feels like I just like a really great way to be really direct about the message you're trying to give, and you can just be really, I guess, forceful about the feelings. Like if it's grief and you're trying to portray that through horror, you can just really encapsulate how big that feeling can be, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I love that. Is so I know that you said that you've worked on a feature.
Mhm.
Um, but do you have I feel like just hearing you talk about your inspiration and even going through to make Ghostlight, do you have like a feature film, whether you've got a script or just like an idea of something that you're wanting to make or maybe even planning to make? Oh.
Yeah, I've never actually written a feature, so that's a goal for me this year. Because I think that I am a lot of what I've actually written and completed has been because I was in a class and
Mhm.
had
Hmm.
to.
Yep.
But I have a hard time getting myself to do it. It doesn't come as easily to
I
me.
hear you there.
Um,
Yeah.
like I think there are some times when I'm just like not feeling great about it, and I'm like, this is just like a writing is just a means to an end, and the end is production. And I need
Yep.
to
Mhm.
not think about it that way.
You're right.
So I'm trying to put in the legwork this year to actually write one, and I do have like some um a couple of different ideas that I think would be um cool to do. And the one that I am actively trying to write is another um horror film, but I also am like kind of superstitious about until it's like gonna happen. I don't tend to
Yeah.
talk about
Yep.
Right.
too
Sure.
much in detail because then I feel
Absolutely.
like I'm gonna jinx it. But
I hear you.
yeah.
I do that about everything. So yeah, absolutely. Just like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything because once I say it, it's real, and then it might just drop. It might not
Right,
happen.
exactly.
So, um, totally agree. Uh, so can you talk a little bit about um maybe what you really enjoy when it comes to filmmaking in Minnesota specifically? I mean, especially since you started in Wisconsin.
Hmm.
I mean, they're close, but I don't know if there's any differences, whether it's practicing there versus here, the communities, landscape, anything.
Yeah. I I think that what I really like about filmmaking here, and I say that I haven't really gotten to be on sets outside of this, region. I mean, I went to
Mhm.
River Falls, which is like just outside of the metro, so it's really not.
Got it. Yeah.
I haven't been in, on like a set in like Eastern Wisconsin or anything like that, but
Mhm.
and that is also like a college campus environment.
Hmm.
Um, but at least in my experience, like I mentioned, the enthusiasm for Ghostlight when I initially wanted to cast it, like I just think there
Mhm.
is a really sincere passion in the community here and a willingness to, for better or for worse, we all want to get each other's projects made, and it doesn't always mean that we get like to do it for full time, but I have been able to get a lot more things made and to help other people make things because of the mantra of like I'll help you on your project and then you'll help me on mine, which
Mhm.
was pretty much translated pretty directly from college because that is just I think how that works too. No one's, if you're in school, no one's getting to do this as their job. We're here to get our degree and we all need to get these films done and we're all in the
Mhm.
same boat. So
Hmm.
I'll do you a good turn and then know that that'll come back to me eventually.
Yeah.
So it's a very like, in my experience, like positive, passionate community, and a lot of people that are just in it for just the love of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're um how many films have you made so far, Flora? Short films,
Um,
obviously. So
yeah, I guess I'm
I
trying to
suppose that's
think
kind
back
of like
to,
let's stick like with your own maybe, and then
yeah,
also other projects you've been a part of. Because if you've worked on a feature, you already right? That's that's kind of
Mhm.
good. I mean,
Yeah. That's huge.
yeah.
yeah, I mean, that was a truly zero budget. Just
Oh, okay.
all of us went to school together,
Oh,
um,
gotcha.
and
Uh-huh.
wanted to make
Feature's a
something.
feature. It counts.
Yeah, I mean it's on Letterboxd, so if that's,
Exactly.
Whoa,
that's
it
any good.
is? What?
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
it called?
The
Go, go, go,
title
go, go,
is
go, go.
Sinners in the Hands of an Angry God,
Okay.
Ooh.
which if you look that up, it is the name of like a Bible or like a sermon. So it's you have to add
Oh.
movie to the end, otherwise you'll get a sermon. Um, but
Did you act in this?
I did.
Oh, okay. I'm
Was
seeing
that
stills.
it? Is that something that you also
Oh, your
enjoy
guitar.
kind of doing and dipping your toe in, or do you primarily not really care about getting into the acting portion so much as actually being behind the camera and like the writing and being the creator and everything?
Yeah, I really like acting. I don't do it as much now. I think that I kind of tried to like distance myself from acting when I was in college because I was like just trying to focus on like being a director and then
Yeah.
once I mean I did acting in theater just like for to me it was for fun. And then since then I've kind of just been led more by like what sounds like I would enjoy it.
Hmm.
And my friend came to me and was like, I think you'd be a good fit for this role. Would you want to do it? It's a Western. And I was like, sure.
Very cool.
So I haven't done much in the way of like going out for auditions for films. But
Mhm.
I do enjoy acting when I get to do it. It's just not my like primary role,
Mhm.
I guess.
Love
But
that.
I'm trying to think
Where can
because I
people see
technically,
this?
it's also on YouTube.
Okay,
I think it recently hit like 1,000 views or something. So it's,
sweet.
it's got
2024.
modest
Okay.
little fan base. Yeah. And that was cool that was another experience of like everyone that was there was just there because they really liked the script and we got to be outside the whole time and be on like be in parks and like
Mhm.
have like Western style like shootout scenes and it was all just very fun. Um
I will check that out.
and
We will also include that in the
Yeah.
show notes.
yeah. And I also got to edit that, which was my first
Oh, okay.
big hefty editing
Wow.
Oof.
Yeah.
role. Yeah.
How was, did you do sound editing too?
I did.
And
We
color effects, whatever?
I think everything I think if I remember correctly, I did all of the editing except some of the music was original
Hmm.
and I did not do the ADR.
Okay.
I like plugged all the ADR in, but I was thankful to not have to record it because it's
Mhm.
not my favorite task. But beyond that, yeah, I edited it front to back and we filmed over a kind of a long period of time just because of people's busy schedules. And so
Yeah.
we would shoot a scene, I would work on it over the week and like send it back and forth with the director, and then we would shoot another scene. So like by the time we wrapped it, it was pretty close to having a first pass done. Which is an interesting way to do things, but it was fun.
Mhm.
All these
That's really
roles you
cool.
have, I'm just curious, like, which one do you like the most out of what you do?
Like on a film
Um,
set.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. I mean, I really like directing when I get the chance to do it. Um, when I'm on set, I think I tend to land in like the camera department side of things, just
Hmm.
like when I'm on other people's sets. And then
Mhm.
I do really enjoy editing. Um, I'm also, that's another one of my like more recent projects is I have another friend from school who has this like YouTube series, I guess, like a web series that they have like a 3 episode or like 3 season installment of this series that I've been
Wow.
helping with the editing on. So I think that like I don't know, they all fill really different regions of my brain, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think if I'm gonna be like I love working on post-production and so like getting to edit and also just getting to be on set in whatever format. Like it would be hard for me to choose.
Mhm. No, that makes sense. Especially when you enjoy so many different aspects, but especially like editing's hard.
Hmm.
And uh,
Yes.
I would say the majority of people, like when they try it, they're like, oh no, please someone else take this and do it. I will love you forever. So like if you enjoy doing it and like learning and getting better and all these things, then yeah, I think that that absolutely makes sense.
Hmm.
Being like having a difficult time saying I would rather do X instead of Y or something. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you've done everything from the very beginning of writing the script all the way to the very end of editing, um,
Yeah.
and it just sounds like it's more you just have a passion for the filmmaking process in general, which is
Yeah.
And I can relate to the editing. Like it's good in a lot of ways, but it's also like it can, like what Rahana was just saying, just how difficult it is. There, depending on what the complexity of it is. Like I'm currently working on a fan film that is like a lot of visual effects. I mean, a
Mm.
lot, and it's just like I don't know how I'm gonna get it done. It's just like you have to like really condense it as small as you can. Like it's just, ugh.
Mhm.
Luckily, technology is starting to catch up to make it a little easier, but not quite in the way of like just help me do this one task, like rotoscoping so much faster than
Yeah.
one frame at a time. It's just like it's torture.
Hmm.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like torture. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. There was a scene in the feature. We used to call it Sinners, but then a movie came out called Sinners, and so
Yeah.
we can't.
which
Yeah.
was
Um,
Westernish.
yeah. No. Yeah. I saw the trailer and I was like, darn,
Man.
man, that's like, yeah. Guess we can't call it that
Capitalize on that.
anymore.
No, just kidding.
But and I that's also what I loved that movie. I've seen it a bunch of
Yeah.
times. But there's a scene in that in the feature that I wasn't there on that shooting day, but it was the sound was just mo the predominantly most of the film is shot outside, and there was a scene that the sound was just completely unusable just from wind,
Mm.
and so it's completely the visuals are like beautiful. It's one of my favorite looking scenes, but we had to completely rebuild all of the audio from scratch. So like it's all ADR. I had to do all of the like soundscaping and like mixing and like it's completely from the ground up. And in the when I was working on it, I was like, this is the worst thing ever and it's gonna sound terrible and I don't know what I'm doing. And I did have to spend a lot of time on it, but I think it for the resources I had, I think it turned out pretty good. But and I'm like it is satisfying to watch it now and be like all of
Yeah.
everything that I'm hearing right now was me making like little clicks on my desktop in
Yeah.
the fetal position with the lights off. Um,
Yes.
but and now it looks like a scene and you can hear what they're saying and you can hear the birds and
Hmm.
so it's definitely it can be a slog, but then I think I feel like even in those moments, the finished product, when you get it to work how you want, is the draw, is what makes it fun.
Hmm. Um, two-parter.
Hmm.
I'm curious, especially since you enjoy doing so much of the overall process from start to finish. What feels like if you're approaching a new project, um, what feels like most daunting or like most challenging for you? And what's the thing that you look forward to doing the most?
Mm. Um, I think that what would be what is daunting to me would be I tend to, speaking as someone saying I'm the person that wrote the project, um, I don't always write with like the ability to produce in mind or like
Mhm.
budget in mind. And so sometimes I will need to like, if I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this year, have to rework the script in a way that makes it doable. Um,
Mhm.
and that's definitely tough. Uh, and like not wanting to compromise the integrity of the project, but also needing to be like I could do this if I cut this scene or this element. If I do that, I
Yeah.
can shoot it this year. And am I willing to make that
Mm.
sacrifice? And can I
Mhm.
still make it good? Um,
Yeah.
like there's a script that I have that I haven't produced that just has like a big like car accident scene written in that I
Mm,
really haven't been able to figure out how to write out, and I don't want to do it and have it not be as good. And so
yeah.
it's in the Rolodex for one day, but just things like that. Um, and I think I have, you've probably picked up from the fact that I like to do everything, but I am not the best at like delegating. Like I think I tend to, the good thing about being on a set is you have to forego your control freak tendencies that I have a lot
Hmm.
of. And so being willing to let other people that are competent and that I can trust just take
Yes.
over and say, come to me when you have something to update me with.
Mm,
Otherwise, I trust you to do the thing that I've asked you to do.
yeah.
As opposed to like, oh, well, I don't know how to explain how I want it, so I'll just do it. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
doesn't work. So that's definitely tough for me, but I think I've grown to be better at it as I've collaborated more with people. But um, I don't know. I think I'm most excited about and have the most fun just being on set and during production itself, whether it's my project or not. Just like
Hmm.
I, I was on a short film set when I was in high school. It was, um, I don't know, like I don't remember how I got into the project, but I think it was like my friend's mom was the producer and she was acting in it, and she asked they needed another like they needed like teenage girl number two, and so they had me come in and do it, and so I was just on set for like multiple days for this short, and that was my first time seeing like the big camera and the big sound equipment and all of these people running around, and that was I had was completely unknown to that environment. I was just like electrified by it. Um, and I had filmed my scene like the first day, and it took like maybe an hour, and then I was like, "Can I come back and like be a PA?" And then I stayed on for the rest of the production, and I remember like my most vivid memory from that experience was one of the scenes that we shot was in like pouring rain, and my job was to like protect equipment with umbrellas, and I was just like
Mm.
standing outside getting pelted rain on, but I was like, this is so much fun. I want to do this every day.
Yeah.
And just that was like the it's cheesy, but I was like, that's the moment that I was like, I want to
Yeah.
keep doing this forever and ever. So
Oh.
anytime I get to be on a set that's just like everyone's rushing around and there's so much going on and it's like
Mhm.
stressful, but it's I don't know. I just find it really
Organized
invigorating.
chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love
Um,
that.
I think there's just a lot of that going on. Like right now, it's kind of weird time in Minnesota because like certain things did not pass our state legislature recently, but
Hmm.
to in order to get us more productions going, but maybe next year. Um, have you? I guess when you're writing, do you want? I know you don't want to limit like with the car accident and things. Do you have like creative ways like with what you learned in sound editing to like with Ghostlight, right? So um, creating something that happened. I don't want to give away Ghostlight so much, but it's I think it's similar to what you were just describing in that sense. So do you find
Go, 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 go,
it
go.
that you have to give up some of those ideas to be creative with, or like how do you, I don't know, adjust to something like that where it's, I don't know if that was already the intent in Ghostlight, but
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the script went through multiple versions for the like and it I wrote it in like 2021 initially. So I don't even really remember what it looked like then. It's hard to like now in my head Ghostlight is the short that I made.
Yeah.
But I I mean I think that the there's like a scene the daunting scene in that short. I was like, well, this script doesn't work without that scene, so I'm just gonna make it. I'm just gonna figure it out. And
mm,
luckily found a way to just like fake it practically with a little bit of editing to make it like look convincing enough.
Hmm.
Um, so for Ghostlight specifically, I just was really lucky and we filmed in my university's theater. I just emailed them and was like, "Hey, can I come film this short when you're not
Nice.
using the space?" And they were like, "Yeah," and we used got to use it for free and uh then we just filmed, with the resources that we had. So that script in particular didn't have to be compromised a whole bunch.
That's good.
Yeah. Um, so I think I don't know, I guess I haven't like I think if there's any like other examples of that I can think of that have like big uh prohibitively expensive moments, I just haven't like worked around to making them yet, to be honest. So it's like yeah, I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like in Ghostlight there, I mean, it's in the trailer too, like a
Yeah,
car
yeah.
accident. So it's like that sort of thing. Like it was done in a great way, I thought, to
Hmm.
like show
Yeah.
what was
Thank you.
happening in the moment, and then without having to actually have huge production value into making that a thing that you see. But it made sense with the story. It worked well, I thought. So I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
that was something that was originally intended to be like show this happening. Because I remember having car accidents like in my like student films, and it's like, how do you can really only show either the aftermath or something
Mhm.
close to it, yeah, so
Yeah.
or forced perspective, that sort of thing.
I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I think when I wrote it, I envisioned just like we see headlights on her face or something like pretty.
Hmm.
You know what it was? The assignment that I wrote Ghostlight for. So the premise was we would write a short that was producible by students, like that was the assignment, and then some of the films would get selected to be produced by the
Mhm.
production students. So I had like gone in with that pre-expectation of if like this seems like doable and is like one of the ones that my professor picks, it could get produced, which it actually did. So there is a version of it that is a student
Nice.
film
Huh.
out there on YouTube somewhere. But like the year after I graduated college, that was like one of like I think they picked like three of the scripts that were written in that class that got produced by production students, which was very cool.
Very
Nice.
cool.
But so that was like already in my head of like having to write it and like, is this something that I could make? And then I later decided actually I want to make it because I already wrote it. Um, um, and yeah, I think that was my whole point.
Nice. Okay, so after Ghostlight, we see each other at Z-Fest, yada yada.
Yeah.
And then what's next for you after that to now or upcoming? Like what's
hmm
next?
I've worked on a few other films and shorts in the area. I was on
Which
uh
ones? Which ones? We want to
yeah,
know
so
what's
I've
happening
worked
out there.
I've worked with Vanessa MH Powers a couple of times
Mhm.
on her projects, and she worked on Ghostlight too, which was cool. Um, and I think she was a prime example of that wanting to help, wanting to be involved mentality, where I posted about Ghostlight on Facebook, and she reached out and was like, "Hey, you came and worked on my project. Can I come help you?" And I was like, "Yeah." So like she
That's
took the
awesome.
initiative there, yeah. But I worked on Salt Circles,
Oh
which
yeah.
I
Hmm.
still haven't seen because it hasn't come
Me
here
neither.
yet. But I'm really excited to see it because it looks awesome and it's absolutely sweeping the festival circuit, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But I was a PA on that, and then her more, I think the next thing I did with her was Puppy Love, which I second AC'd on, and that one,
Which one's that?
it was in the North Star. Film
Oh,
Festival. It
okay.
won. It might have been best overall. It was one of the bigger awards that one won,
Okay.
which was it was a comedy with a bunch of dog actors, which was very cool.
Oh, that makes
Um,
me so happy.
it was so much fun. Um, and I worked on
When you say dog actors,
dog. Well, two of them, I think two, maybe three, were actual dog actors, and then
okay.
a lot of the dogs were just crew members' dogs, who also
Okay.
did a great job.
I would
Um,
assume Alex's dog was probably one of them. I feel like Alex's dog
um,
is pretty famous in the cities at this point.
um,
Maybe not.
honestly, I don't. I just remember like what the dogs look like. I don't remember all of
That's
whose
yeah.
dog is
I
who.
also I'm picturing the pup right now. I cannot remember any
Oh,
names though. So
Alex,
Rumsey.
Rumsey?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't actually worked with her.
Mhm.
She was not.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, I know her dog is famous, but um, that was actually not one of the dogs involved,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
surprisingly, believe it or not. But there was the dog who was in her Vanessa Z-Fest film from the previous year, which I actually didn't
Mm.
see because it wasn't in my block. But there was
Yeah.
a dog. I know there was a dog in it, and that same dog came back for
She had a few
Nice.
um
films, I think, that year though too.
yeah,
In that last
Yeah.
year of Z Fest.
yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I worked with her a couple times, and then I was second AC again on uh Your Balloons
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
um short
Thumbman
it
or
wasn't the men, it was the one they just
before.
their more recent one.
Oh yeah. I forget the name of it too. It just was he just dropped a trailer, I think, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that
We
one,
just had
the
them on,
horror
yeah.
um which yeah, so that was very cool. I'm excited to see that one too. But so I've just been, gotten to be a crew on a few other projects, which has been really cool. And then I mentioned that web series that I'm
Subversion.
the editor. Subversion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. I
okay.
knew it was like
Mhm.
something, some word like that. But yeah. And then yeah, I'm the editor on that web series I mentioned, which was kind of my big. The season one of that is now
What's the name of the
out.
series?
So it's
If you
called.
want to.
Yeah, so the first, I say season, the entire thing I think is like maybe 30 minutes long, and it's all
Mhm.
like 4-ish minute chunks.
Okay.
But the series is called Infall, and it's on the the channel that they've been making shorts on it for like I think over 10 years at this point. But it's called Ichor 8. um, Ichor, like ICHOR 8 films. And then most of them are very like absurdist, kind of more leaning comedy. And this particular series that is like, because a lot of the stories are a little more like anthological, like there's some
Mhm.
through line, but they're more standalone. And then this trilogy is like more of a chronological plot, and all of it's been filmed, but season one is out. Season
Okay.
two I'll be working on this summer. Yeah.
That's
Nice.
very exciting.
Hmm.
Um, where can people like find you and your work, or reach out to be able to connect and collaborate on
Yeah.
things?
I have a like professional Instagram, which is just at Flora Sherr, or I do have a website too, which is florasherr.com, which is also linked on my Instagram. And I do also have YouTube, which is where you can see Ghostlight and some of my older projects as well, which I believe is just Flora Sherr. Yeah.
And
Very
you're
cool.
under Blackbird Films,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, so Blackbird Films is like my, you know, LLC name. So that is also like when I put my logo up, on
Mhm.
in the pre-roll credits. It's under Blackbird Films.
That was I feel like did you remember Gael's film was called like Blackbird's Dawn, I think it was called. And I was
Mm.
like, "Oh, is this her production?" I was like, "Oh no, this is a completely different film." And
Oh,
it was just like, "Oh, okay." I don't remember which year it was, but I remember it's like, "Is this that?" Or I think it was the year
oh,
before. Were
okay.
you in the year
Yeah.
before at all or
No.
no? Okay.
I came in totally new and immediately was like, I'm gonna produce a short, which is in hindsight a little crazy that I came in knowing nothing
It
and no
went
one.
well.
Why
I mean, yeah,
why
it
Blackbird films? I'm just curious.
um it's inspired by the red wing blackbird, which is my favorite bird. Um I
Hmm.
have a tattoo of one.
Oh.
Um
Is it the same as the logo or
no, it's just like an actual
oh, okay.
Like
red
a
wing
detailed,
blackbird,
yeah.
like in a bush. But
Very cool.
I was just kind of trying to come up with a name, and I liked the idea of doing something kind of like natural. And um, I find the sound, like their call, very nostalgic. I used to like go when I was growing up, like biking around the lake, and like there's a lot. I grew up in Stillwater, which is like
Mm.
on the river, and so there's a lot of like red-winged blackbirds live like on the side of like ponds and marshes, and so they're I don't know, they've just always been my favorite bird, and whenever I get to like add bird sounds in to an edit of something, I try to put them in there. Just my own little
That's very cool.
like producer tag, I guess. Um, but I liked the sound of it. Um,
Mhm.
yeah.
I love that. All right, Flora, we've got one last question. It's my favorite question. People generally don't like it because it's a big one. But what do you want people to remember most about you?
Mm, it's very existential.
Mhm.
Um, I think I don't know if I have like I don't know if I can say like as like me as a person. Like that feels like a very
Right.
big question that I don't know if I can broach, but
Yeah,
me
it could be
as
like
like
maybe as a filmmaker or,
yeah,
for people who've watched your films or anything.
sure.
Yeah.
I think at the very least like what I know I have like a strong feeling about is like me as a collaborator or me as like a person specifically in charge of maintaining a set and maintaining the energy on a set. I want to be remembered as being actively welcoming and actively making, developing and maintaining a positive space. Um, I've, I have, and I think a lot of people have had experiences that they went and worked on a set and it was just overwhelmingly stressful and or like they didn't feel like their time was valued or they didn't feel like like maybe you go into a situation you feel uncomfortable and you don't feel like you could say anything and I think above all want to not not create that environment for other people.
Mm.
And I've been listening to um the I've been having kind of like a big interest in the art of intimacy coordinators and directors and just like wanting to
Mhm.
learn more about that world. And so I've been listening to the IDC, just like the Intimacy Directors and Coordinators
Yeah.
like association. I don't know actually know what their name is, but they
Mm.
have a podcast and someone
Hmm.
said something on it that has like really stuck with me and it was like we move at um we move at the speed of trust. So
Oh,
and I know it's just like it just like kind of blew my mind a little bit of we're all coming
yeah.
in with the expectation that it's going to be it might be a really long day and we're all going to be rushing and like we got to get through this list of things we have to do for the day and it that is I think an environment where that can build stress and
Mhm.
discomfort. And so I think I try to go in at least like in the future I want to start saying like we are we're moving at the speed of trust. And if at any point this isn't a positive and comfortable and welcoming environment, then that is number one, and we're going to fix that, and that is more important than every other bullet point on the list.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is a great, great quote. I'm so glad you shared that. That's gonna stick with me now too. So,
Yeah.
And also, what a great answer.
Thanks.
So, Flora, thank you so much for joining us and just letting us learn more about you and your films and your process and everything. It's been really fun. We'll have to have you on again soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and it's been very fun to chat.
Yeah. And I like the picture of you and your cat on the website.
Oh yeah. Is that the headshot?
Yeah.
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 I was
Oh,
like,
I love that
I need to
picture.
get a picture with my
Yeah.
cat somehow. As good as that. It's just like
Professional pictures with the pets is honestly where it's at. Like those are my favorite pictures of
That's the
my dog too.
pro
Yeah.
of my dad took my headshots because he's a photographer. So those
Oh,
was just
nice.
Oh,
in my childhood living room with the backdrop set up. So my cat just hopped up and I was like,
Oh,
let's get a picture. So
oh,
yeah, I love that photo.
perfect.
I love
Yeah.
that. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you so much to everyone who is watching, who has listened. If you came over from the reaction video of the warning song, thanks for joining us. If you haven't seen that yet,
Spoiler alert.
hop over to that short video and check it out. Flora was with us to react to a spoiler-free song that will not be named. But until next time, this has been Film and Beyond.
Well done.